Good morning, students. So welcome back to your English online class. In the last class, we have taken up the new chapter called Three Questions, and which is written by Count Leo Tolstoy. And let me just write the lesson name. So in the last class, we have dealt with this new chapter, isn't it? So which was the three questions which was asked by the king to the courtiers and the people to get the answer. Finally, he didn't get the answer. So he had sent us, he himself, he just wanted to take the answers and take the answers from the hermit. The hermit was a person who was staying near far from the city, but in a small hut. When the king reached his home, what the hermit was doing, students? The hermit he was just digging the hole which was in front of his hut. So when the king came, did hermit bowed his head and just said, given all the welcoming things? No. In spite of that, what did he do? What did he do? He just gave the warm smile on his face, so that king himself, he came and he sat and he just dropped the question by asking him that, let me help you so that you please take a rest. And after a second dig, he just asked the question, the three questions. What are the three questions, students? What is the right time to begin saying something? Who should the king listen to? And what is the most important thing for a king to do? These are the three questions which he asked with the hermit, but he did not answer. He just continued doing the work. And later on, what has happened? Let us see in today's class, students. Okay. When the king had dug the two beds, he stopped and repeated the questions. The hermit gave no answer. So did the hermit give? No, the hermit did not give any answers to the king. So later on, what happened? 1 hour passed another. The sun went down behind the trees. At last, the king stuck the spade in the ground and said, I came to you, wise man, for the answers to my question. If you can give me no answer, tell me so, I will return home. His patience also just went down. Who? For a king. So it just came in the morning, and now it is almost, the sun is down. That means the sun is setting, and he is asking for the answer for a hermit. If you can't give me the answer, if you don't know the answer, please let me know so that I'll just go back to my home. Here comes someone running. And by that time, while he was telling that thing to a hermit, he saw someone running into the house, said the hermit. The king turned around and saw the bearded man running towards them. That means when he just turned behind, he just saw the bearded man. That means the person was having a long beard, man running towards them, and its hand was pressed against his stomach. That means he was just pressed hand towards his stomach. Okay, from which the blood was flowing. From the stomach, the blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothes and found a large wound in his stomach. When they just opened the clothes, they just saw the large wound which was on the stomach. The king washed and covered it with the handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until the last bleeding stopped. That means the king started doing dressing till the wound gets healed, but still the blood did not stop at all. The man closed his eyes and lay quiet. That means that man just closed his eyes and he just lay quiet. The king tried by his walk and the work, and he had done. The lay down on the floor, slept through the night. When he woke up, it was several minutes before he could remember he was here, and the strange bearded man was laying on the bed was. That means when he just woke up, he saw that he just dressed, and the whole night was like that only, and they just fallen asleep. They didn't know when they'd sleep. But when he wake up, the bearded man was not. He was there near the legs of the king. Forgive me, said the bearded man with a weak voice. The bearded man, he just says that, forgive me. That means, I'm sorry. When he saw the king was awake, when the king got awake, the beard person was near his leg and repenting for his, behavior or stupendous way what he has done before, in the past. I don't know you and I have nothing to forgive you, said the king. First of all, I don't know who you are and I don't know why you are asking for the forgiveness. You don't know me, he said. You don't know me? Who? The beard person says. You don't know me, but I know you. I am the enemy of yours own, swore revenge on you. You don't know me, but I know who are you and who am I. And you are my enemy. And I was wandering all these days to take a revenge on you. Because you put my brother to death, seized my property. Why? Because you put my brother. That means you have given judgment telling that my brother to be hanged, and you have seized my property. But I had made up mind to kill you on your way to home. That means I was just made my mind that I was keep noticing you where you will be going and coming. So today I thought of let me kill you when you are going back to your home. But the day passed and you did not return. Not today, but the other day. But the day passed, you didn't turn up there. So I left my hiding place and came upon the bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. And I escaped from him, but I should not have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you, and you saved my life. Now, if I leave, I serve you the most faithful servant. That means what has happened here is, in the past days, the king, what he has done, this beard person's brother, who just did something, and so the king gave him a punishment by hanging him, and the king seized his property. From that day, this beard person, that means the brother of the person who has died with the king, so he was having a revenge, and he was waiting there only all these days. So the king did not turn up to his area, so he just left the hiding place and he just came out. When he was coming out, why? Because the king has told his servants he was stabled his horse as well as servant in the far place from the hermit house, isn't it? So one of his servant, the king's servant, recognized this beard person, and they just wanted to kill this person because they know that this person will kill the king. That is the reason they wanted to kill him. So they just made the wound to him, and this beard person came running and towards the hermit house. Unfortunately, he saw the king there, and the king, the whole night he was just keeping dressing till the blood stopped, coming out. Like this, the king has did a favor to him. That is the reason this beard person wanted to kill a king, but the king, what did he do? He just did a favor to him by dressing his wound and gave him a life. So now the beard person realized what he has did a mistake and what he was supposed to do in future. So he told whatever past stories and present story also to the king, that I came to kill you, but you just gave me a life. So for that, forgive me for all the for all the things what I have done for you. So please make me as your servant, and I am going to serve you as a faithful servant for you. Why? Because you have given and saved my life. You gave me a life and you saved my life, isn't it? So for that reason, forgive me and please make me your faithful servant. I'll be very, very, very faithful servant to you. This is what the beard person told to a king. Check your comprehension. How did the king treat the owned person? The king treated the owned person in a good way, isn't it? Why did the beard man swear the revenge on the king? Why? Because the king had made his brother to die and seized his property. That is the reason. Who had wounded the man and why? The king has, the king's person has wounded the man, because if not, this person would have been taken a revenge on a king. Why did the man say that you would serve the king as a most faithful servant? Because in spite of, he just came to kill a king, but in spite of unknowingly, the king favored him by dressing his wound and saving his life. That is the reason he wanted to serve as a faithful servant to that king. Next, parable C. The king was very happy and made a peace with his enemy. That means the king was happy. Why? Because his enemy has converted into a good friend, the faithful servant. So he made peace. That means there is nothing harmony between the bearded person and a king. So easily, and he have won him over the friend. He is not only forgive him, but also promised to give back the man with his property. After knowing the story of the bearded person, the king promised to give back all the property which was seized. Leaving the wounded man, the king went to the earth and looked around the hermit. He just left the man and just he was searching for a hermit. The king went up to hermit and said, "For the last time, I beg you for the answer." I just say, for the last time, I'm just begging you. Why? Because I need an answer from you. You have already been answered. Who say? Hermit. Hermit says that you have already been answered, said the hermit. How? I don't know that. How I have been answered? What do you mean? Do you see? Do you not see that? Replied hermit. That means you didn't see? Replied. If you had not pitied with my weakness yesterday, and I would not dig this beds for me, and you would not have gone away. That means you will help me when I was in a trouble. That means by digging. That is the reason the bed was been made, and that was how the people, the person who has died with a wound, you had served him, because you have taken my weakness yesterday, and then that man would have been attacked you. So the most important time was you have been digging the beds. What was the most important time? You were digging the beds. No, that was the most important time. If not, if you have not helped me in digging the beds, if you would have been gone back to your palace, this person would have been hurted you, because he was having a revenge. No, he wanted to take a revenge. So this person would have been attacked you. So the most important time is when you are digging beds. That is the most important time. And I was the most important man that to do a good was the most important business. The later when the man run to us, the most important time was when we were caring for him. What was the most important time? You just cared him for a long time, isn't it? So when you were caring for him, because if you had not dressed his wound, he would have been died without having a made peace with you. That means this person would have been dead, isn't it? He was not having a friendly relationship or a faithful servant relationship with you. Why? Because he would have been dead with the same enmity in his mind. So he was most important man, and what you did him, your most important business. What you did for him, that is the most important business, what you wanted to do. Remember, then there is only one time that is important, that is time is now. And the most important time, because it's only the time we have a power to act. The most necessary person is the person you are with at the particular moment. That means if the person wants a need at this right point of the time, you have to do the work. That is the most important. When the person does not need your help, and if you help him, there is no value for it, and it's just waste. Understood? When actually the needy persons, what they need, you have to help in that spot of a time. It's said to be the times. Understood? The most important business is to do with the good, because we are all sent to this world. The purpose is alone. That means all what we are living in this world, we have to serve each other. That is the purpose of the world. Okay, this is about 3 questions, students. There is a small comprehension also here. What did the king promise to this man? The king promises the man to give back his property. The hermit said that king had been answered. If you agree, what was the answer for the first question? Yes, the king was got his answer. What was the answer is? He spent his time by digging the bed for a hermit. Why did hermit say that he was the most important man? The hermit says that he was the most important man. Why? Because if he would have been not come, the king would have been left the hermit earth, and he would have been dead. Understood? And he would have been, he couldn't get the answer what he was needed. According to hermit, now is the most important time. Why? Why? Because the now says present tense. Whatever we do, whatever we see in the present eyes, that we have to do them. If the needy person has been sitting or standing near us, if we leave him and help the other person, that doesn't comes in the box of, it doesn't flows to the box of humanity, isn't it? So we have to help the needy person, what it is right now. The owning a person who is bleeding with a heavy wound, that is the most important, isn't it? So if you would have been left that person, if you would have been keep asking the question with the hermit, would have, that answer would have been gotten by the king? No. Like this. What according to the hermit was the most important business? Business is helping each other. It's a great business and an important business. Understood? So this is all about the lessons, the 3 questions, students. So let me give you the glossary part. Next, let me explain you the glossary. Glossary means meaning, students. You have to study the meanings from your textbook. Glossary. Messenger, the person who carries a message. Council, the group of people chosen to advise. Hermit, the person who lives in alone, leads a simple life. Woods, the small forest. Affairs, things, matters, the business. Beds, small patches of the grounds of plant. Spade, tool of digging. Fainted, the lost consciousness. Seized, took by force. Faithful, loyal and true. Faulty, seriously. This is the meanings of this lesson. So let me give you the vocabulary answer, students. So we have got vocabulary, study the words. V1 mean. Okay. Each of the following sentences has 2 blanks. Fill the blanks with the appropriate form of the words given in the brackets. One is done for you. Example, Shankar has dash to help me. Do you think he will remember? Okay. What is the answer? Promise. Shankar has promised to help me. Do you think he will remember the promise? Like this, we have to fill up this blanks, students. There are 2 blanks in one question. So I'm just going to give the answers for that. So please copy down in the textbook and put into the classwork, and please study your these mains also for your FA1. Okay. So let me give you the answer. The first answer, what is the first question? The dash said that only the fresh evidence would make him change dash. Okay, the first answer is judge. First blank. The second blank will be changes judgment. Okay. The second one, I did not notice any serious dash of opinion among the debaters, although they dash from another over the small points. I did not notice any serious difference. What is the first blank should be filled up? It should be filled up with difference. And although they differ, second blank should be with the differ. Okay, the third answer. It's fairly simple question to dash, but he will accept my dash as final. Answer would be, it's fairly simple question to answer, but he will accept first question is answer, and it's a fairly simple question to answered. It is answered, and it will be accept my answer as final. So second question, answer. Okay. Fourth one, hermits are dash men. Hermits are wisest men, and how they acquire their wise, there no one can tell. Okay. How they acquire their wisdom. Okay. Wise, wisdom. You can put it in this way. Fourth one. Fifth one, it isn't dash, and dash should always be the mother of invention. It is not necessarily, okay, it is not necessity that It is not necessarily. First blank will be necessarily. And the second blank would be it is not necessarily and necessity. The second blank will be necessity. Understood. The sixth one, the committee asked Dash to make a Jagdish captain. The committee has decided. First column should be filled up with the decided to make a Jagdish captain of the team. The decision is likely to please everyone. Decision is the second blank. Seventh one, asking for Dash is a noble willingness to dash. Asking for forgiveness last blank, asking for forgiveness is noble as willingness to forgive. Understood. These are all the answers for V1 main students. So please copy down this answer. V2. Fill up the blanks using the phrases given in the brackets. Look up the dictionary if necessary. Use them in their correct forms. Okay. The first blank. The old father, beware of. Be wary of. Second column, of his mischievous son. The son was known for. The son was known for his bad deeds were everywhere. He was so tired of. Third blank should be filled up with tired of. His son's misdeeds of oftenly there used to be the bitter quarrels between them. The old man decided not to care for him anymore. Fourth blank will be care for him anymore. Fifth blank. One day the son was knocked down by the speeding vehicle. His condition was so serious that father decided to. Okay, the fifth blank. The father decided to make. Fifth blank will be make. Decided to make with the son. He pour in. He pour in all he had the treatment for his son. He pees him in such a way that seventh one is pees him such a way that son dash very soon, come around very soon. Sorry, fifth one is make peas. Understood? So seventh blank is look after. Eighth blank answer is come around. Understood? So these are the answers for the V2 main students. So language in use we have got in page number 37. Look at the following sentences that appears in the story. I was seen by your men. You have been answered. The sentence above in the passive voice form. The passive voice form is employed when the work is done to be given more importance than the person work has done the work. The sentence in the passive voice form can be changed into active voice from effecting some changes. Here are all some examples. We have got passive voice and active voice students. Okay. We have got page number 38, changing the simple statements from the active voice to passive voice. Okay. Active voice and passive voice. Okay. My mother answered all questions correctly. That means, what is the change here? My mother answered all questions correctly. That means answering all questions is most important. That is the work which has been done. That work done which always affects in active voice. That is said to be the active voice. That means which the statement which says that the work has been completed. Understood? So that is active voice. Understand, student, active voice is nothing but the statement which tells that the work has been completed. My mother answered all questions correctly. All questions were answered correctly by my mother. What is the passive voice? The other form of the statement where the importance will be given to answering correctly. That is the main thing. Understood? So what is the passive voice here? All questions were answered by my mother, or all questions were answered by my mother correctly. That means the correctly she has answered. That is the most important. Changing the statement in the other way is said to be the passive voice. Change the interrogative sentence to active voice to passive voice. And we will be learning today changing the interrogative sentence. What do you mean by interrogative sentence? In the statement which has not been clear and which always gives a negative shade of the statement. From active voice to passive voice. Who built Taj Mahal? It is direct question. Who was the Taj Mahal built? Why? By whom was the Taj Mahal built by? This is how the passively we are converted. See, changing imperative sentence from active voice to passive voice. How it is? Kick all them out. That means kick all them out. This is active. All of them were kicked out. All of them be kicked out. This is passive voice. That means keeping the same meaning, changing the other way the sentences are. That is said to be the active and passive. Active is directly, passive is indirectly. Understood? But the same sentence, but the same meaning. Understood? This is how we are going to change whatever the sentences, it is going to be interrogative sentences or imperative sentences. We are going to change the form as well as the sentence meaning will remain the same, but we are going to just change the forms. See, it should be remembered that passive from the specific areas of use, attempt should not be made changing every sentences in active form to passive form. The changes should always be sensible. That means whatever change we make, all those changes should be sensible, students. Without that, we should not do that. Understood? So task 1. Read the following news item that has appeared in the newspaper. See, there is a task which says that newspaper reading things are here. Some rogues is engaged in some rogues engaged in trafficking of children kidnapped from the smart school going boy. A few pedestrians saw the incidents and this requested the same youth standing nearby to save the boy. The youth who ran after the rogue saved the boy. The no lookers appreciated the bravery of the youth. So this is a task reading. That means how the boy was been saved by these people. This one you can do it, students. See, rewrite the above paragraph starting as under. The smart schooling going boy was kidnapped by some rogues engaged in dash dash dash. This thing I'm going to give you the activity. So you are going to do it at your home. Okay. This active and passive voice I've taught you in today's class. So please understand and answer the question. And you can do this paragraph writing as your homework, students. So let me wind up a class by this so that in next class I can just do with the other means of this active and passive voice, students. So thank you for the session. Have a great day. Thank you.